Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Final Fantasy XVI. Last time we left off, we met up with Wade, and that was pretty cool, and I've had a very long day, and I want to sit down and play a video game, damn it.
But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
I believe that first bit said only the gods...
One way or another.
Only the gods know what will await us in the Iron Kingdom. Alright, so... Cool, I guess. Blacksmith's Blues and a culinary pilgrimage. Well, we have a few side quest things to take care of, I suppose. So let's go ahead and do that. Hello. Guess I'll put a different song on here in the orchestrion. There. Sad music.
Oh, this? Well, it's Valisthea, a culinary pilgrimage. I borrowed it from old tomes. Seems there's no creature in the realm so foul it can't be cooked up into something delicious.
Louis would agree.
Think I'll stick to the unfoul ones, thanks.
Oh, where's your sense of adventure, Sid? Honestly, one glance at these recipes, and even you would trade in your sword for a butcher's cleaver. From spit roasts to sweetmeats, this book has them all. What I wouldn't give to bring these recipes to life.
Sweetmeats?
If it's my blessing you're hoping for, then by all means.
Well, I'm no hunter, Sid. The first tunnel worm I came across would be the death of me. But you're made of sterner stuff. Would you help me resurrect one of these recipes?
I guess.
Something tells me you won't be taking no for an answer. Fine, I'll help.
Fantastic! Thank you.
So, dare I ask what's on the menu?
Chance's Stew. It was once a favourite among the gourmands of Oriflamme, if the author is to be believed. Though Molly's never heard of it. The only problem is that while the recipe is extremely detailed in most respects, it's infuriatingly cryptic as to the main ingredient. A beast, no doubt. Most likely something that would make easy work of a simple cook with more broth than brawn, but unwanted violets. I've no idea what they might be.
Does the book say anything else?
Well, only that the sweetest violets sprout atop the bed of roses.
Roses. Rosaria, perhaps? One of the butchers in Martha's Rest might know something. I'll ask next time I'm there.
Alright. Culinary pilgrimage, let's go. Well then, so speak with the butcher at Martha's Rest. I also have some updates at my reading table. What monster?
Deadlands wouldn't be half as bad without all the bloody dust.
Yeah, you probably gotta do quite a bit of dusting over here, don't you? Alright, all quiet in the Dominion. Delmex and the Imperials are at a standoff. They snarl at each other, fangs bared like slum curs, but neither wants to make the first move. It's almost as if they both realized what a stinking pile of chocobo shit they stepped in. If I were a man to lay a wager, I'd put a copper on this conflict not playing out anytime soon. Should keep you apprised. Yeah, I see. Got a little bit of a cold war going on over there. My Lord Marquis, I ask once again for you to forgive my men for your welcome back at the Lazarus, and certainly can understand that you were the last person any of us were expecting to see at our gates. In the short time since our reunion, you have shown yourself to be the self-same man I followed into Stillwind those many years ago. True bearer of your father's legacy. If only Sir Tyler, the Lord Commander, and all the others who were lost that night might still be with us to see how bright your flame now burns. To you and your cause, I hereby pledge the swords of the Guardians, and am proud to stand alongside you once again. Thank you, Wade. Alright, so... now we just need to go over here. There's probably going to be some new bounties that I can take care of and stuff as well. So, we'll go see what we can get our hands into here. So... There's also this. I forgot what, like, the plus it symbol means.
Cowering behind their walls rather than joining the fight.
I forget what that means. The little plus icon on the side quest.
Never hear about these guardians of the flame.
Every day.
Same way they
Not
never
enough
heard about
swords
us,
to
I
send
expect.
to them.
Oh my god, can we all calm down? I mean, I know you're all having conversations and I'm not supposed to be listening to every single one individually, but... My god. Hey, August.
Clive! Oh, am I glad to see you?
Is something wrong?
It's Blackthorn.
He ain't himself. And if I'm honest, he ain't been for a while. That normally it only takes a couple of drinks to perk him back up, but not this time. Something's getting him down. And whatever it is, he ain't telling. It's like he's lost his spark, you know? He's barely got enough fire in his belly to get the ump about stuff. But I'm thinking he might if we both bent his ear, because he respects you, innit? So, what you say?
I think that's what the black, the black, Smith, the plus icon means. I think it means it's like, you unlock stuff from doing it. I want to say, but maybe I'm wrong. Alright, whatever.
Fine. If you think it will help.
I knew you'd understand.
But if he doesn't want to talk, we let him be. He'll open up when he's ready.
All right. Now, he'll only smell a rat if we both turn up at once. So, I'll go first, and you can meet us at the forge. Wait a bit, then head over when you're ready.
Will do. Alright. So, let's go over here and talk to you as well, because I think I can afford your next tier of
I
thing.
wasn't expecting you back so soon.
Me
Your
either.
benefactors are a generous lot.
Ah, okay, so no, we can't afford any of this stuff yet. It would probably tell me if I could afford it. I saw what the Berserker ring did, right? Didn't it, like, increase my limit break gain from getting attacked? I want to say. Temporarily increases attack proficiency with each precision dodge. Oh yeah, that's the thing that I had on that, yeah, when I was doing the dodges earlier. It was giving me stronger attacks off of it. It was like I was in limit break mode when I was attacking after a precision dodge. So, I thought it would just increase the damage of them, but... yeah, it's like we go in the limit break for like a small amount of time. I probably came off as a little bit confused as to why that was happening in the previous episode. I thought it was like a skill or something that I had gotten, but no.
He's not a monster. He's Torgal. And he'd take a liking to you too if you gave him as many nuts as Nan does.
Torgal! Don't be mean. How dare you call Torgal a monster? Hey, Blackthorn.
First August, and now you. What you pair up to?
No, you actually just pronounced it August. I thought it would be like August, like Augustus. But no, just August.
What's it got to do with me?
August was worried that something had been weighing on your mind. I thought you might want to talk about it.
Did you now? I told you not to stick your nose in my business. What'd you go and do?
Clive just wants to help, innit? What's so bad about that? Talk to him. You never know, you might feel better for getting it all out in the open. Please, mate. I'm worried about you.
Phil shut you up. It's nothing really. Stupid. Not the sort of thing you bother people about.
Why don't you tell us all the same?
Karen and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and she shows me what the competition's up to. Interesting arms and armor, things like that. Anyway, the other day, she shows me a cuirass she's come by. Masterpiece of level work. Light, supple, and tougher than it had any right to be. Made my stuff look like every clumsy shit. I should have brought the bastard thing there and then just to study it, but I was too proud. Now, every time I reach for my hammer, I'm reminded that I'm not the craftsman I thought I was. There. You happy? You got what you came for. Now piss off.
All right. We're going.
It's pronounced cuirass. I always heard it, I heard it from multiple sources that it was pronounced like cuirass. But cuirass? It sounds like cure ass. Interesting. Interesting.
I always thought of old Blackthorn as a bit of a force of nature. Like a storm cloud full of ale. Didn't think anything could rattle him. Least of all a stupid piece of leather.
Blackthorn's always taken pride in his craft. Questioning it means questioning himself. Something tells me this is only going to get worse.
Let's go get him like a dragon talon to work with.
It will affect his work, which will only add to his problems. We need to nip this in the bud.
I couldn't agree more.
He said he should have bought that cuirass. Perhaps we should track it down for him. Assuming you're happy to help, that is.
Too bloody right I am.
Glad to hear it. First things first, then. We need to speak to Karen.
Alright, let's go cure that ass.
That monster's taken quite a liking to Lady.
Karen,
Oh, there's Torgal.
do you have a moment? Blackthorn mentioned that you'd recently come by a leather cuirass. An exquisite example of the craft, from what he told us.
And he ain't been himself since he saw it. So we thought we'd buy it for him.
Sorry, sold it already. Didn't think Blackthorn cared for it the way he turned his nose up. But it was nicely put together, that's for certain. Even if the bloke who made it is a bit of an odd one. Happened across him on my travels. Makes all his stuff to order, but the fella who commissioned it refused to pay. He didn't like the colour of summit. So I took it off his hands for a fair price.
You don't know where we might find him, do you?
Like I said, he's a bit of an odd one. Doesn't even have a workshop. He doesn't trust hunters neither, which means he spends as much time out tracking beasties as he does working their hides.
I see.
He did tell me something, though. Apparently, his next commission's for a set of Griffon hide greaves.
Here, there's a Griffin on the hunt board. The curse breakers were placing bets on who'd bag it. Now, where the bleeding hell was it sighted? Somewhere in Sambrec, maybe. Caer Northern, that was it.
Thank you, Karen. We'd be lost without you.
At least you admit it.
So, it sounds like going after that Griffin might be the best chance we have of finding our roaming leatherworker.
I'll leave the hunting to you if you don't mind. While you get on with that, I'll ask around the markets. See if I can't sniff out who he is and where he's hiding.
Good idea. Hopefully one of us will be able to track him down.
I mean, better being at Caer Norvent than Caer Morin. I don't like that Griffin's odds if it was at if it was at Caer Morin. I mean, I don't really like its odds right now either, but could have sworn we did. So it didn't actually say there was an update here before, but maybe somebody else already took it. Kupo, ask about Griffin sightings. Did I hear you say you were looking to hunt down a Griffin, Kupo? Then I do have the billet for you, Kupo, and an especially horrible one the locals call Dozmer. Aha! Look at you. While passing along the trail from Lostwing to Caer Norvent, one of our order was met with a sudden blast of wind so strong that it bent back the trunks of the old oaks, and heard a cry so terrible that he ran for his life. Questioning the locals revealed that this area was the nesting place of the elder griffin known as Dozmer, a beast much hated for its appetite both for chocobos and for children. Alright, it's a chocobo eater, just like in Final Fantasy, 10. Wait, did it not actually give it to me? I thought I accepted it. I'm pressing X on it, but I guess oh yeah, you don't actually accept it, do you? Yeah. So now I view the hunt board and then oh. That's weird, right? Use the hunt board to locate the griffin. Okay, so it's just yeah, it's just because I gotta go to Caer Norvent, right? To take care of it now. We don't actually get an update on that. I suppose, well there's Martha's Rest. Where was Caer Norvent? It's Old Hill, pretty old. The Dim. Three Reeds, Orbell, Lostwing, Northreach. Here it is.
Griffins don't exactly make for easy.
Ah!
Let's hope our craftsman hasn't bitten off more than he can chew.
Okay, I found it. Jeez. So, I went over here, because that was where the actual waypoint was, because I remembered it saying Caer Norvent. It did say Lostwing to Caer Norvent, so it was talking about this path specifically. I was looking around over here. That was the wrong place. I also found this, another one of those chronoglyph things over here. Because this is the place we invaded with, like, Sid, right? Earlier on, but we haven't actually gotten to explore that much of this place, so. Alright, let's take down a Griffon. Hello? Griffon? Where might you be? There might you be. Dozmer, rank B. Alright. Let's go. Ooh, okay. Alright. Uh-huh. Yeah, I do like that more potent, precision dodge thing that I get by doing this. Uh-huh. Nope. Yeah, it looks super cool too because the game slows down when the stuff happens. Let's go ahead and throw one of these down. There we go. Fortunately can't see you now, but I can still react. Uh-huh. There we go. Deadly Embrace. And Slashy. Hopefully this and the tornado's enough? No. Uh-huh. Ooh. Okay, you're definitely going down. There we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and do one of these. Go ahead and do another of these. There we go. Go ahead and use my Cyclone. Whoop. Nope. Oh, okay, that timing was a little bit different than I thought it was going to be. Uh-huh. Good. Oh, I was hoping I could break you, but you have like barely any meter left. Yeah, I was hoping I could pull you down before, but no. I think I'm gonna have to do a limit break here in a second. Uh-huh. No, you do not. Damn it, you're broken! Break, you bastard! Alright. Oh, it got put in the wrong spot. Damn it, I hate when that happens. Uh-huh. There we go. Yeah, I hate when that gets put in the wrong spot there. Good. Another precision dodge. Ooh, good parry. Uh-huh. Pull you down. Drop one of these. And then I think together with the gouge, we should not get it. Ow, you did actually get me that time. Go. Alright, let's go ahead and drop this. Pile drive. Yeah, God, that builds your meter up so quickly. God, it's so good for that. There we go. Easy. Scarletite, one of the hardest materials known to, or metals known to man. Scarletite is highly sought after by those with the means to pay its exorbitant asking price. Price determined not by its rarity, but rather due to the fact that the forge must employ no fewer than 5 healthy bears to produce flames hot enough to melt the ore, at which time it takes upon the deep scarlet hue from which it took its name. Bye-bye. Yeah, it wasn't so bad.
Is something there, boy? Could that be our man?
I think it could be. I think it could be. Alright, how you doing?
Are you alright?
Dare say I'll survive. That Griffin caught me before I could get an arrow off. Must have lost sight of me in the grass, though. I'd be dead if it hadn't.
More likely than not.
The name's Camille. I'm a lowly leather worker, if you couldn't tell by the smell of me.
Not so lowly from what I hear. Do you remember selling to a merchant by the name of Karen?
She's not an easy woman to forget. Bought a cuirass from me after I lost my buyer. Quite taken with my work, as far as I recall. Didn't stop her bartering me down to a pittance, though. She sent you for a refund?
It's not her who sent me.
Alright, you have a fan. You were planning to take that thing down with just a bow? Excuse me, by the way, you're like, oh, I didn't get an arrow off. Would you have been able to do anything if you did? Would you? I mean, I guess if you have the element of surprise, I don't know, maybe you could disable it somehow, but I slashed that thing a bunch with my sword and set it on fire, and it took me a while, so... Just saying. Just saying.
Well, consider me flattered.
You should be. He's a master of his art, and not an easy man to impress.
Blacksmiths are proud folk. It's a rare thing indeed for one to praise a glorified tanner. And I don't imagine an impressive swordsman like yourself would be getting your steel from any but the best. I'd dearly love to help a fellow craftsman, but... Well, actually, I suppose you could give him this.
What is it?
Treated leather. Same stuff I used to make that cuirass. If your man's as skilled as he sounds, he'll know what he's looking at.
You sure?
Well, you did save my life. And thanks to you, I'll be going home with all the Griffin hide I can carry. I'd say it's the least I can do. Short of showing him how to make the thing myself, that is. But there are rules against it. Secrets of the trade and whatnot.
In that case, I'll see that he gets it.
I'd be much obliged if you would. Right. I've got some greaves to make.
Can I have them?
You send your blacksmith my regards.
Will do. And thank you.
I'll buy them off you. Okay. Fine. Be that way, I guess.
Hopefully this will sweeten Blackthorn's mood.
Maybe Blackthorn will make me my own greaves now. So, I can't do anything with, like, the Griffin body, right? No. Can't, like, harvest it for resources or something. Goodbye, friend. Alrighty, so... Let's go to Martha's. And go ahead and get the update over here as well. That way I can turn both of them in around the same time. Alright. Martha's Rest. I don't think you had anything you really care about. There's Blood Axe.
Those of us who are still here have to look after each other, don't we? So, about the price of them turnips.
About the price of them there turnips. There's the butcher. Need some special stuff.
Times may be hard, but if you got the gill, I got the goods. What can I do you for?
Unwanted violets, if you have them. Though I'd gladly settle for learning what they are if you don't.
Why, I haven't heard folk call them that since I was a lad. You're looking for scorpion tails. Unwanted violets is what folk used to call them back in the day. They turn a wicked purple when you boil them up. Hence the name. Used to chuck them in the pot when there weren't nothing else on offer. When there was a war on, that sort of thing. Thankfully, times aren't yet as hard as that. And even if they were, you wouldn't find anyone selling them these days.
Do the scorpions still live nearby?
I dare say they do. 3 reeds would be your best bet, if memory serves.
Thank you. You've been most helpful.
Alright, I need me some scorpion tails. Which requires that I ride all the way out to there. I'm here to kick scorpion ass and chew bubblegum.
At least I know what I'm up against.
And I'm all out of bubblegum. I wish I could have gotten a little bit closer to him when I did that, but let's just go ahead and toss one of these down. Make quick work of these things, why don't we? Fortunately, Gouge does not do the highest damage in the world. Don't even know why I used that on you. Can finish you off with one of those, though. Okay. Bang.
You lose.
You lose. God, Jill does a lot of damage when she gets an attack off. Gotta say. Unwanted Violet. Tails of certain species of scorpions are prized as delicacy, the trace amounts of poison remaining in their flesh, lending them a certain piquancy. The common marsh scorpion, however, not only lacks a stinger, but subsists on a diet of mudworms and bog moss, lending its flesh to altogether more troubling tang.
I better get this back to Yvonne before it goes bad. Or any worse, at least.
Alright. Back we go then, Clive. So there we go. We got 2 side quests to turn in, and hopefully this like upgrades Blackthorn's stock or something. Also took out the bounty. So that was like 2 things in one, because I got the bounty and I'm gonna finish the quest off.
Did you find our mystery ingredient?
Yes, I did.
Indeed.
Marvelous! Let's see. What am I supposed to do with this? It's poisonous, surely.
You wouldn't be wrong. But that's your unwanted violet.
Into the pot it goes, I suppose. Wait here. I won't be long.
Let's see how yummy scorpion tastes. Ew. Oh, it looks horrible.
Present Chance's stew, risen once again from the ashes of obscurity.
Ew.
Grab a spoon, Sid. Let's eat while it's hot.
The aesthetic is definitely not appealing.
Not hungry.
Well, it'll be too late once I've licked the bowl clean. Your loss.
Uh-huh.
Odin's teeth. What an assault on the senses. It's like choking on swamp water. And yet, up through the pungency there rise complex, meaty notes. It takes a moment to recover from such an onslaught of flavors, but never have I tasted anything so fine. Thank you, Sid. Thank you.
You're, welcome.
Can you just give me some of that sourdough back there?
I won't rest until a steaming bowl of Chance's stew sits before everyone in the hideaway. A single mouthful, and Molly will be breeding scorpions of her own.
I'm sure she will.
Yeah, good luck with that. I'm gonna be able to get over the fact that it's, like, purple and sludgy looking, but frankly, disgusting things do often look good, so badge of metal, plus 30 defense. I really find I don't need defense in this game very often, to be quite frank.
That monster's taken quite a liking to Lady.
Definitely seems like attack's the way to go.
Clive might even find the geezer.
Bloody busybodies, the both of you.
I found him.
How'd it go, Clive? Did you find him, or does the hunt continue?
I found him. And he asked me to give you this, along with his regards.
Enjoy your leather.
You're joking.
He said he wouldn't teach you how to work it, but that if you were as skilled as you sounded, you'd have no trouble understanding how it was done.
So that's his secret. Crafty bastard. He's layered and cross-grained it. Good few times, too. No wonder it's tough. And that's no ordinary oil he's used to get that finish. Oh, this is fine work. Even finer than I thought.
Yeah? I'll take your word for it. Just looks like leather to me. Still, I'm glad you're happy. Here, Clive. You didn't happen to catch the fella's name, did you?
Camille, I believe.
I thought as much. There ain't many leather workers in the realm daft enough to do their own hunting, see? And his name kept cropping up when I was asking around. Turns out he's from Tabor. And again, most leather workers are. But our friend Camille guards a long-held family secret, the details of which are the subject of some debate in the leather-working community.
Then we better keep this close to our chests.
Listen, sorry for putting the both of you to all that trouble. Should have kept my moaning to myself. Still, I'm glad you found him. This has cheered me right up.
That was the idea. Clive's idea, anyway. He did most of the work.
It's good to have you back, Blackthorn.
Just don't expect me to go turning out work like this. There's a reason he does his own hunting. He knows exactly what hides to look for. And that's how he gets them to layer up so nicely. And don't get me started on how much oiling this leather would need. But I reckon I can make something about as good. Something a curse breaker will have no trouble caring for. Anyway, enough narrowing. I've got work to be getting on with.
Looks like we won't be needing a new blacksmith.
Yay!
As if there was a better one out there. I wouldn't have been the same anyway. No one spins a yarn like old Blackthorn in his cups. Right, now that's sorted, I've got duties to attend to. Thanks, Clive. You've given me my mate back.
And there we go. Quest complete. So that's the second one down. Do I get anything cool? I imagine I do. Drake Slayer's belt design draft. Diagram detailing the steps to craft a belt fit for a hero, necessary for crafting the Drake Slayer's belt. Cool. New recipe unlocked. Okay. Hey Blackthorn. About my belt. Design drafts. You have obtained a design draft for the Drake Slayer's belt. Design drafts unlock new crafting options at the Black Hammer. Visit Blackthorn. Cool. So that's how we unlock new stuff. Before, you just added stuff.
So, what'd it be?
So nothing crazy to get here besides this. Oh, that's really good. I need Electrum, though. Which, that's a picture of the Moogle, right? And with a cry that echoed through the sky, she thrust her sword down to the mighty Drake's nape. Life having escaped the Elder Worm, he went crashing to the sea, where his corpse lay unmoving yet unsinking. Legend of the Drake, translation by Moss the Chronicler. Electrum, yeah, and it looks... That looks like the same logo as... Yeah, our Moogle friend. So let's go check over there. I'm guessing that means it has something to do with a bounty? There's a bounty target that will give me Electrum? Because I can't get it right now. Let's see. Let's ask you about Electrum, possibly? No? Huh. And yeah, there's nothing new here. Okay.
How may I help you today, Clive?
Listen to the patron's
Here's everything
whisper.
we've received and everything promised.
Alright. Rose is a rose orchestrion and an empty shard. Used to be I would step into a tavern only to find myself overwhelmed with requests to sing Dion the Bold or the Choral and the Serving Girl. But now all anyone wants to hear of is Sid the Outlaw. You've made me a very rich man, my friend. Merry Mummer.
Here you are.
What is an empty shard?
Look out there, Sid.
What is that item? Empty shard. Nondescript fragment of a crystal long spent. While the ethereal charge contained within is too faint to use as a catalyst for any significant casting, when gathered together with other such specimens, a determined individual might coax a final spark from the pile. Most, however, are simply used in jewelry, making as inexpensive alternatives for more expensive gems. Cool.
There are new.
Alright, so we just need to speak with Vivian.
Never hear about these guns.
Sounds good to me. Hey Vivian. How we doing?
Back again, Lord Rosfield. I'm touched that you should find me such good company.
It is not your company, but your counsel that I seek on this occasion.
Ever the charmer. What will it be today, then?
The Iron Kingdom. I need to know what to expect.
You'll soon be setting sail for Drake's Breath, then, I take it. The mother crystal that rises from the boiling sea. There was a time when a true-blooded Rosarian had only to brave the waves to visit it. But then the Ironblood made their move.
Alright, hit me with the
As you
lore.
know, the Iron Kingdom rules over the islands to the west of Storm. Or rather, its church does. But this is not the pragmatic approach to state religion employed by the Holy Empire to manipulate the masses. No, the Iron Kingdom is the literal embodiment of the crystalline orthodoxy. And so, if one is to understand it, one must start there. As the name implies, the orthodoxy holds the Mother Crystal sacred.
It's actually interesting that the character is just straight up pointing out, like, yeah, no, the Empire is totally just using religion as a way to control the masses.
And they do not take kindly to heathens plundering the objects of their worship for the means to fill washtubs and light lamps with frivolous feats of magic.
Whereas the Iron Kingdom here actually does, like, totally worship the stuff. They're not using religion as a means to an end. It is interesting across history examining all the different ways that religion has been used to control people, because I encountered it a lot specifically in my studies on Imperial China. And one of the funny things that happened is, like, whenever a new emperor was instigated, he'd be like, what's the most popular religion right now? And they'd be like, this one. And he would be like, okay, that's my religion. Like, they did not have designated religions that they cared about. They just chose which ones were the most popular at the moment, and then they would just go with that one for their country's religion. And China was interesting because it had quite a few different religions / school of thought, basically.
Indeed, the faithful consider ether a sinful thing, a poison no less. And to them, a dominant is an instrument of evil, albeit one they have proven only too happy to turn against their enemies. Some 80 years ago in Northern Storm, Drake's eye collapsed. Soon after, in pursuit of ether and with the Blight at their backs, the Northern Territories descended upon the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. And when the Shields of the Flame marched north to meet them, the Iron Kingdom spied an opportunity. A few short days later, the Crusaders landed on the island of Mount Drastanus, home of Drake's Breath, and plucked it from the Duchy's grasp. Rosaria tried to reclaim it, of course, but to no avail. I doubt more than a handful of Duchy men have set foot on its shores in your lifetime. Nor are they like to again, under the Empire's stewardship, meaning the Iron Blood will keep their island, and with it, the foothold they need to march on mainland soil when next they spy an opportunity.
Okay, that's an interesting bit of history.
The Mother Crystal is both the object of the Iron Blood's worship and their gateway to the continent, making Drastanus the holiest of holy grounds, from which the Orthodox Crusade shall one day sail forth to claim the remaining Mother Crystals, or die trying.
My father and my grandfather both traded blows with the Iron Blood for control of Drake's Breath. Had things unfolded differently at Phoenix Gate, we would have sent our entire fleet against them.
But instead, they sent their fleet against Rosaria, sacked the capital, killed the men, and captured the women, including Jill. I'd say you'd be forgiven for wanting a little revenge, Clive.
My only aim is to destroy the Mother Crystal. But Thank you all the same. Not much else to do here. Let's see if Jill's ready.
Alright, speak with Jill. There's a little bit more to do here, though. What's this other update?
What is it that you wish to learn?
So we can see updates about the grand cast here. Might have had a few more people and updates added. Sir Wade's been added and stuff like that. Cool. Don't really need to see the situation map, but yeah, we're headed for Drake's Breath.
Very good.
So, let's go do a little bit of reading with tomes, I believe. Because we do have a little bit more to see over there. So, we'll talk with Jill next time, but yeah. I'm gonna go do a little bit of light reading, and then we'll just end the episode off there. So, tomes. I'm remembering last time we got through a lot of like the... Oh, my battery's low. Well, that was a good time to end. We got through a lot of the story, like character stuff, right? So now we can move on to like the bestiaries. Any upgrades here? Ooh. Oh, almost. Alright, persons of interest. Oh my god, there's a lot of updates here. So, this is just talking about Clive at the new hideaway. Yeah, he continues his mission to emancipate. Talks about you doing that. Sid's mission, Torgal. Yeah. Ambrosia, reunited with Clive. Nectar. Here we go. So, Nectar I will read about. Hideaway's resident Moogle, whom Sid found trapped between fallen ruins and brought back to his deadland home. While all others hear its words as not but a succession of adorable Kupo-like cries, Clive is somehow able to make sense of them. Learning that the creature professes to be a mighty hero who would see the terrible fiends that plague the realm laid low. For which purpose it persists in drawing Clive's attention to the hunt board. Okay. And then, yeah, the man who slew the love of his life, Benedicta Harmon, still lives. He tasked his personal guard with capturing and torturing bearers in order to draw out his nemesis and take his revenge. Man, bearers are getting it real rough. Otto, in charge of all the monies and information. Taria put her surgical training to use in removing her own brand, a procedure she has since perfected. Yeah. Goots followed Clive to the new hideaway in Benamir, where they serve him in the same capacity they served his predecessor, sourcing whatever supplies his residents are in need of. Hammering metal. So Goots, yeah, you're following up on him. Okay, so... I mean, a lot of these are things we already know. Like, here's Martel, a young bearer who assisted Bowmill in his research into growing crops in the blighted soil of Sid's hideaway. Alas, she was gravely wounded during Kupika's attack on their home, though she was able to escape the wreckage with some of the saplings that were the fruit of their labors. She succumbed soon after. The trees were replanted in Clive's new hideaway, and the apples bore the name Martel. Hippocrates. Yeah, he has taken the orphan twins Tet and Crow as his apprentices, though they have yet to prove the most attentive audience. Yeah, you I would like to read about. A scholar and strategist who makes her home in the hideaway, analyzing every shred of information that comes in from the wider world in order to divine the dispositions of the realm's armies and those who led them. She offers her insight to Clive that he might better understand the lay of the land. The moniker Ninetales, of which she herself is fond, was gifted her by her fellow scholars in recognition of her ability to speak at length at almost any subject. Here's you, Desiree. Scribe and secretary for the hideaway, Desiree is also entrusted with the keeping of all donations to the cause. Though she could neither read nor write when she first came to the hideaway, Desiree labored night and day to learn her letters, and now the quill is never far from her hand. Her ever-cheerful demeanor is a bright light to those who would make her home there. Landlady of the Tub and Crown, the hideaway's much-loved alehouse. Though she was born in Rosaria, her enslavement as a bearer saw her transported to Sandbreak to work in the wheat fields. However, when the farmer was unhappy with the harvest and thought to make an example of her for her fellow slaves, the Cursebreaker stepped in to instead teach him the error of his ways. Chief Cook lost his life on the night of Hugo Kupka's attack. Yeah, Kenneth. Was well loved for his ever-genial nature and a toothsome fare he concocted from the limited ingredients available in their deadland home. Indeed, many of Kenneth's dishes still remain on the menu in Clive's new hideaway. Old friend of Otto's from his merchant seaman days, now serving as ferryman between the shores of Benamir and Clive's hideaway. Knowing him to be a trustworthy and tight-lipped fellow, Otto invited him to join their cause after Sid's death, that he and his trusty skiff might help them build and operate their new hideaway in the lake. So yeah, like these characters, it's more important to get the updates on. A lot of these, like, it gives me an update for Clive just to tell me stuff that I already know about Clive. But these smaller characters gives me good stuff. Veteran Cursebreaker, who often leads his own team on Bear liberating forays. He also shares his wisdom and experience with Cole in assembling new units and training new recruits. One of Blackthorn's few close friends who shares the Smith's fondness for a tankard or two. Indeed, when August isn't on a mission, he can often be found supping an ale and swapping a story in the Hideaway's tavern. Freed Imperial Bearer, after the wounds he suffered in his escape were healed, he began a new life in the Hideaway, working in the kitchens. Through this, he encountered a cookbook entitled Valisthea, a culinary pilgrimage, which inspired him in a passion for making mincemeat of monsters, literally. Tet, the pair of young twins, Harpocrates, who assist Harpocrates in the library, or at least are tasked to. In practice, he spends most of his time reading books and teasing tones of the sister Crow. Though their parents were both bearers, Tet was spared the burden. Alas, he was not spared the tragedy of losing both his mother and father when Sid's hideaway was laid low. Pair of young twins. Spends most of her time reading books and teasing Tome. Born a bearer like her parents, but spared the prejudice and persecution that they were forced to suffer. Alas, she was not spared the tragedy. Yeah. Friend of Sid's and later Clive's, who keeps an ever-attentive vigil on the comings and goings in Dalmekia from his hometown of Kosnus. Yeah, that's the character we ran into earlier. More for you, huh? Companion and protector, dominant of the Phoenix. As loyal as she is dangerous, her blade is ever at the ready for any who might mean her master ill, and her tonics ever at hand to heal the sickly prince's hurts. Joshua addresses her by the name Jote, but it's unclear whether this is her true name or another pseudonym. See, now that's interesting stuff about you. Rutherford? Manservant to Lord Byron Rosfield. His daily duties touch all aspects of running his master's manor, whether that be the welcoming of guests, the preparation of meals, or the polishing of the intrepid nobleman's trophy collection. Yeah, you did have a lot of trophies. And yeah, you were calling for Rutherford when you were setting the table. Scion of a lesser family of Dalmekia, tasked by Hugo Kupka to trace the whereabouts of Sid the Outlaw, the man he believes slew Benedicta Harmon. His investigations led him to Eastpool, where he overhears Clive and Gav's conversation and follows them back to Sid's hideaway. Yeah, the mysterious watcher, we saw you. You're the one that saw us, at Eastpool, as it just said. Otherworldly being that Clive encountered in the inner sanctum of Drake's head. He addressed Clive as a mythos before attempting to merge their consciousnesses. However, Clive was able to summon the will to resist the creature before Joshua returned from the dead to imprison it in a cage of flame that he sealed away in his own heart. There we go. So we've completely finished off all of the character things. We have locations and bestiary to go still, but persons of interest is completely cleared now, which is good.
Did you learn everything you needed?
So cool. There we go. Yeah, it seems like the side characters have more interesting stuff. I mean, a lot of the main story characters, like Clive and Jill, they get a ton of updates, but I already know all of those things. But, like, we got some interesting context about, like, the ever-present Watcher that, there, and we got, stuff about, the person that runs the skiff, and all of that stuff. I like those little details, so. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for some more.